everyone, how are you doing today? I just wanted to pop on and share some information that we have heard in regards to the Chris Watts case. I know there were a few different sources of information that was coming out yesterday, so I just wanted to kind of bring everybody up to speed before Dr. Phill airs his first episode today and get everybody's thoughts. Let me know if you're here and if you can hear me. I've been having some issues with my audio lately, so I just want to make sure that there aren't any issues or anything like that. How's everybody's, I was just about to ask how everybody's Friday's going. How's everybody's Tuesday going? So some of the information that we have found out since the last stream that I did, let me pull this up. So Phill has come out with some information. Hey Valerie, how are you? Phill has come out with some information, and that information was released last night. I did do a really short video on some of that information, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of reviewed it all with you as well. Oh, nice. Is that relaxing? It's Tai Chi, right? So yesterday, People.com said in a new interview, an attorney for Shanann Watts' family shares chilling details of the murders. I am doing good. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it. The way that I read this article last night had me completely confused, so it might confuse you all as well. But I wanted to just give you the additional information that we're finding out from this attorney. A lawyer for Shanann Watts' family is speaking out, and holy crap. Hold on, my computer's going nuts here. Okay. And sharing chilling, I got an ad up here now too. Goodness, guys, I'm sorry. Okay. And sharing chilling details of the murder of a pregnant Colorado mom and daughters Bella, 4, and 3-year-old Celeste. A pre-recorded interview with attorney Stephen Lambert will appear on Tuesday's episode of Dr. Phill. In a clip of the interview obtained by People, he describes the scene when Chris Watts strangled his wife before he smothered their daughters last August. The night in question, Shanann came home, Lambert tells Dr. Phill McGraw. She and Chris got into a fight. They had made up. They were getting along quite well. Later on, they got into a fight again. Lambert, who was representing Shanann's family in a wrongful death suit against Watts, continues. In that fight, he essentially confessed to having an affair, that he wanted a divorce, and that it was pretty much over between them. She said something to the effect of, well, you're not going to see the kids again. As a consequence of the conversation, he strangled her to death. Lambert said Bella walked in on her dad disposing of her mom's body, wrapping it in a sheet. Bella walked in and asked, "What are you doing with mommy?" After killing Shanann Watts, then smothered his 2 daughters, he then loaded their bodies into his truck and hid them on an oil work site where they were found 3 days later. So I know some people were potentially thinking that maybe the girls were alive and that they might have been killed at the work site, and that's not what it sounds like. Now, this information, it is stated in this article. Hey, Colorado Crime Con, how are you? Is it really cold there? It's really cold here. I'm in Ohio, and the wind chill was like -1 today or something. It was crazy. Let me find this additional here. I'm pulling it down. I'm just going to read the rest of the article. It says, in November, Watts pleaded guilty to all 3 killings. He is currently serving 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Watts was having an affair with a coworker at the time of the killings. Authorities have cited his desire for a fresh start with his mistress as his motive for the killings. A February 18th statement to People from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, we refer to that as the CBI, it's referred to that quite often, so if you hear that, that's what it means. They say that authorities interviewed Christopher Watts for the purpose of developing further insight into the case. So I know there was a lot of speculation that we were trying to find out why those additional law enforcement agencies were showing up in Wisconsin and trying to interview them. And they say that they wanted to develop further insights into the case. It also goes on to say, Watts provided investigators with additional information about the murders of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste in that interview. Yeah, you're right, Valerie. She did catch him. It was just with a different person. So when Chris says that, though, like, I find it hard to believe that the attorney makes it sound like Shanann came home. They got in a heated argument. They made up, and then they got into another heated argument. Normally, I wouldn't have any kind of concerns about that, except for the fact that this happened in the middle of the night. So, I don't know. I just feel like maybe that story's exaggerated by him. I could be wrong. But I feel like that's a lot to come home, get in a fight, then be okay. And that was what the fight was about, you know? And that woman still thinks that he killed her while she was sleeping. That's one of my theories as well. Especially with how he says all of this stuff. Like, didn't he say somewhere that he got in bed and was, like, rubbing on her head or shoulders or something like that? And when he said that, that made me think that that's when he did that to her. Especially wrapping her up in a sheet. I mean, it just kind of seems like a tool that could help. I don't know. I know she was really tired. I know that she had lupus and possibly some other things. And I don't have lupus, but I do have some other underlying issues that cause my body to just be really tired. And there are days that I wake up that I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to walk out of bed. I don't know how I'm going to take care of myself, let alone take care of my child. So I know that I really have bad days, and I'm pretty sure she has some of those as well. So if he caught her on a bad day, honestly, she might not have had any defensive wounds because she just couldn't fight. I mean, especially if they had a heated argument, or if they had a heated argument and then they made up and then they turned around and had another heated argument. One of the things that flares up some of my illnesses is when I get angry, when I get rowdy, when I get fed up, when I am going through a lot of stress. And that just literally shuts my body down. Like, I feel like my heart is going to explode out of my chest. I start shaking, and my body, it's one of the weirdest things to explain. So it just makes me feel that that might be a possibility just because of her situation. Yeah, Valerie, we were kind of talking about that yesterday too. I was trying to find, so I have seen a YouTube video that says that Chris Watts Googled 80 milligrams of Oxycontin. I was trying to find that in the discovery. I did all the search features. I was trying to find that up and down and could not find that anywhere. If anyone has the ability to show me where that is or direct me in the right direction, I would absolutely love that. I would love to see that search history. My email is truecrimetruth@gmail.com. So please send that my way or direct me to how I can get that. Because I would like to know what that was about as well. I had a few theories on that yesterday. One being maybe he hurt himself and, someone could have given him a pill and he Googled it to see what it was and to see if he might be able to take it. Another theory was that maybe Nicole Kessinger gave it to him. I don't know. Maybe he bought it from someone and was trying to drug Shanann or trying to drug the kids. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Stacy, we did find out that she was aware of him cheating, but the way he says it is that he openly admitted to cheating when they were arguing. So I think she had a hunch that he was cheating as well. And watching that video, it looked like she was just so tired walking inside. She was just exhausted. She had had enough. And I don't know, just in my mind, I find it hard to believe that they would be up almost all night arguing. And wasn't there somewhere that Chris said that they actually did go to sleep, and when he woke up, she was still sleeping? It's just weird. All of the things that he's said, it's just hard to figure out when he's telling the truth and when he is, in fact, lying. Oh my goodness, Colorado Crime Con. It's 3. Oh my gosh. The wind chill is -1 here. I don't know what it really is. Probably like in the teens or something like that, but it's crazy. I'm always interested in people's theories on this as well, because the more we can kind of dig into this and the more we figure out why these things happen, the more we can help prevent them, whether it's with family and friends or trying to just reach as many people as we can. And I know that that's why police and law enforcement still continue to investigate, not just to help the future and to help this happen less, but they also need to make sure that, one, they've got everybody that they need to have in trouble, and that they, arrest everybody that needs to be arrested. They also have to close the file. So Chris pleaded guilty, but that didn't necessarily mean that everything was done behind the scenes. So I feel like they're still working on this case actively to make sure that they cross their T's, dot their I's. They need to know what happened so they can finalize their reports. 9 degrees there, Stacy. My goodness. What's up with this? It was feeling amazing the other day. I think on Friday it was like 50, 58 or something. And then I was watching the news last night and they're saying, oh, it's going to be -1 in the morning. I'm like, it's what? I need to bring out my parka. This case just breaks my heart, you guys, to know that all of these details that are coming out. And another People article actually said that Chris was asked if Bella saw him, and he did. So I'm going to pull up. This is actually from Fox 10 Phoenix. I think they got some of their information from People, but they're saying that, let's see, 4-year-old daughter of Christopher Watts, the Colorado man who pleaded guilty last year to killing his pregnant wife and 2 daughters, reportedly walked in on her father as he was strangling his wife and asked, "What are you doing with mommy?" Every time I see that and every time I read that, it absolutely shatters my heart into a million pieces. So what we're learning is that it sounds like Chris is actually admitting that, he killed Shanann first. Also that Bella saw her poor mommy being strangled. I'm trying to look and see if there's any other information I haven't talked about in this specific article here. So this is a little bit more about the fight. The night of the murders, Watts' wife, Shanann, had come home and the couple got into an argument. Lambert told Dr. Phill. Lambert, again, is the attorney for the family. According to People, the couple made up but got into another fight later that night. Watts essentially confessed to having an affair and wanted a divorce, to which his wife responded, "Well, you're not going to see the kids again." The fight erupted into Watts strangling his wife. That is when his 4-year-old daughter, Bella, walked in and asked, "What are you doing with mommy?" It is stated in this article that People said it reached out to the CBI for confirmation of Lambert's account, but the agency could not be reached. So we're waiting to get official confirmation from that. You guys, we also are just hearing what happened, when we hear tomorrow on Dr. Phill and when we hear the following Monday on the 11th, we're hearing from what was told from the attorney, Stephen Lambert, was briefed by law enforcement agencies on everything that happened. And then the attorney for Shanann Watts' family was briefed by their attorney. So they're taking the information that they learned and they're taking that to Dr. Phill, or they took it to Dr. Phill, and then they did interviews. Hey, Darlene. Hey, it's okay. I had to run and pick up my medication this morning too, so that's okay. You guys, I am coming on later today as well. I'm going to do a double live. I'm going to come on around 3:45 Eastern time, about 1:45 Mountain Standard Time. I don't know if you guys know Jenny East. She is really good friends with Woodland Park Underground. She has also been at some of the hearings and has a lot of information on the Kelsey Barrett case, and some people have been messing with her lately, and I'm giving her a forum on my channel to come on. She is super sweet and just awesome, absolutely awesome, and she is like, I love her vibe. So she's gonna come on here and we're just gonna talk and have a chat and probably discuss some things that she has been keeping up on and everything, and she's great. So we'll be on for a while. I have her, she's actually going to be calling in at the time where she is on her way home from work. So we are going to get all of Jenny's attention, and that'll be fun. So make sure you stay tuned. If anything else additionally comes out in this case, I will let you know. The information that I put out last night, I'll give you a recap of everything. Bear with me just 1 second. Let me find my app here, and I can actually give you a recap if you haven't seen my last video. I put out a video last night, and that video, it didn't have any words. I was literally laying in bed trying to get it together because I had just found out this information, and the video goes over a lot of information that was discovered last night. So that information was, I'm just going to give you a recap. It'll be very quick. March 4th, 2019, people put out information obtained by a family attorney, Stephen Lambert. This is what we learned. Chris admitted the following. He in fact killed Bella and Cece, not Shanann. I know that it was stated a lot. A lot of people thought that maybe Shanann killed the girls. I know that was planted into his head. And Chris admitted that he did in fact kill those girls, that Shanann did not do that. Shanann had found out about his affair with NK during the fight. And I put in commas here, is this the infamous heated argument that he brought up when he, said we got in an argument, we got in a heated emotional argument, or whatever it was that he said. He also told Shanann it was over and he wanted a divorce. He strangled Shanann after she threatened to divorce him and keep the kids from him because of the affair. Bella saw the murder of Shanann and asked, "What are you doing with Mommy?" The CBI told people they interviewed Christopher Watts for the purposes of developing further insight into the case. And then I just asked what your thoughts are. So I put that out late last night because I know that information came out after I did my last video, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had the ability to get that information as soon as possible. So that's why I went ahead and did that. But I just wanted to follow up with everybody. I know some people prefer having the live on here, and some people prefer having that interaction. So I just wanted to come on and give you that information. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this, or if you stumble across anything, let me know. We are still waiting on getting our official Cora access to this data dump of the audio recording in addition to the report. So we'll be waiting on that. It's supposed to be released on the 7th. So we're going to be getting that information and we're going to be putting it out there as soon as possible. That is something that we've been working really hard on, and we want to make sure, we're hoping that this really wraps this up. And when I say we, me and the hubby, we're really hoping that this is going to be what wraps up the case. So, I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of questions. They want to know why he did it, how he could turn from such a sweet guy to what he did. And I think this is going to really hopefully answer a lot of those questions. And I feel like maybe this is going to stop some of the obsession with it. So with that, I am going to tell everybody thank you so much for joining. If you haven't subscribed or given me a thumbs up on this video, please do so. If you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell also. That way you get notified when we go live and when we upload new content. We're going to be doing that rather frequently from here on out. So if you have any stories or anything that you would like for us to look into, please let us know. we have gotten a few requests from our subscribers recently that we're going to start looking into. So if there are any other cases that you feel deserve the time and attention and you want them to get out there, please let us know. Even if it's not, you know, a well-named case, we want to make sure that we get everybody the attention that they deserve, and we get any families answers if we can. Yeah, you know what, Valerie, I agree. There's always going to be people that are going to find a way to bash Shanann, and I do not allow bashing of Shanann on my channel, and everybody has been so amazing about that, and I sincerely appreciate it. I do not allow victim bashing at all, because no matter what she did to him, she didn't deserve this. Neither did those little girls and that, you know, unborn baby. So, I agree. I think people are going to try and spin it on Shanann, and I really just hope that people look at this information and they look at what is being presented and they look at the facts and they understand that this guy was just a monster. No matter what Shanann did, I don't think the outcome would have changed. I don't think it would have been any different, and that's absolutely terrible to say. And I had mentioned that maybe it was Nicole Kessinger. Maybe, you know, it was her fault that this happened, and maybe if she didn't come around, this wouldn't have happened. And I actually listened to the comment of somebody else, and they said, hey, if it wasn't Nicole Kessinger, there was going to be another Nicole Kessinger. Yes, you're right. So Chris had an agenda regardless. He was going to do what he wanted to do, guys. So unfortunately, it ended this way, and I hope that we can let them live in peace, and I hope that we can let them live on as a learning experience for others. And I really hope that people look at their relationships and the relationships that they are in that they think might turn into this, and I really hope they get the courage and strength to leave. I've always said that I'm nobody special, but if I can ever help you with anything, if you ever just need to get something off your chest or need to just talk to somebody, you can email me, truecrimetruth@gmail.com. This is why I get into this stuff, is to help people. So you let me know what I can do to help you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly, greatly appreciate it, and I hope you have a good day.